Okay, so our next speaker is Kim Kirton. She is the co-founder and CEO of UnCo. And her fun facts are she broke her foot running up the stairs. Up the stairs. She broke her foot running up the stairs, okay? She's 22 years old, apparently. It's pretty young. It's like you could be my daughter. And her fun and quirky fact is at camp. Her fun and quirky fact at camp was that her head weighs a lot and, she can fit her entire fist in her mouth. Kim, you're gonna have to demonstrate. I'm sorry. You can't put this down and can't demonstrate that your fist fits in your mouth. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, Kim Kirton.
Thank you.
We have to see.
Yeah. I always get that at camp. The kids want me, show us. I'm like, I just ate. Thank you so much for organizing this, the Fuckup team, and also Marsha. I've attended a few of these actually, and they're literally my favorite events. I was telling Kobe last night that usually, every time I come to this, I usually fucked up in the morning or the day before, so I always feel 10 times better leaving these events. So thank you for having me. So just before I jump in terms of my fuck-up story, I just want to share a little bit more about me. So this is me during second year university. As you can tell, I was really loving the uni life. And when I was supposed to be studying one day, I actually came across this YouTube video. And it was actually about sweatshop fires happening in Bangladesh. And, as dumb as it sounds, I didn't really know that actual people were making our clothes. So I started doing all this research about the fashion industry, and some of the stuff I was learning was actually quite astonishing, alongside the labor issues. It was actually like the environmental ones that was more triggering for me anyways. And, fashion is actually one of the second largest polluters next to oil and gas, and also 10.5 million tons of textiles that actually end up in our landfills every year. So learning this, it definitely sparked something inside. And to give you more context, just a little bit about me, I'm actually adopted from China. So growing up, I've always had this sense of wanting to do something more and wanting to give back, because I always knew if I never came here to Canada, my realities would be a lot different. And so after watching this video, I was like, hey, I have to do something. And so in my second year of university, I got my friends in a study room and I said, hey, I have this idea, like, why don't we start a t-shirt company where we actually know where the clothes come from? And we share the stories of the supply chains. My friends said yes, there was 20 in a room, and then we turned to Kickstarter, and we raised about $8,000, and then they all left. And so I was left with $8,000 in a bank account, and then that's kind of what forced me into the world of entrepreneurship. My background academically or academia-wise is actually in social science, so international development, if anyone took that, probably not. So definitely not business and definitely not fashion. So to say the next 3 years since that day, running the Kickstarter and successfully making it, have definitely been a multitude of fuck-ups each and every day. And, Ali Wong, she embraces it, so she's definitely one of my idols. And so to kind of give you context as well, so UnCo, this is my second venture that I started, and what our goal is to really change the way how people consume clothes. And so what we do, we build capsule wardrobes for women. So essentially there's 6 to 12 pieces, and we show you how to wear them 30, 40 different ways through a tech product we're building on Shopify. And our whole premise is that basically if we show people how to do more with less, they'll actually buy less. So just to give you context, that's what UnCo is, and we're a completely e-commerce company. And so what we decided to do actually this past spring was bring this online experience in real life. So we actually decided to do a retail shop, just actually down the street. So we rented out a space for the month of March, I believe. And so basically, as you can tell, we really customized the space. So we, put in a plant wall that cost me a fortune. We also, as well, did in-person styling sessions, so where you come in, you work with an educator, and you build your wardrobe on the spot. And we also even put in a custom tea bar. So now for the fuck up. So it's like 4 weeks. That's how long our showroom experience is. I'm in week 3. I'm feeling pretty good. I got a haircut. I'm walking into the showroom, and I see this card on the door. And on the card, it said, "Hi, my name is X. I'm the landlord, and you're trespassing." I was like, oh, okay, so this is when the freak out happens. I was super confused because the people I've been dealing with, I thought were the landlords the entire time. And so definitely when I saw that card on the door, I was like, oh shit, what is this? And so I started communicating back to the tenants, I guess, or the landlords who I thought. And I said, okay, like, what are the next steps? Like, what do I do? And as we started chatting, she asked me, she's like, do you have rental insurance? And I'm like, fuck, no is the answer. So I kind of forgot that part. So that was a good fuck up. So after that part of kind of figuring out, okay, I don't have the insurance, but I will get it by the end of the day. Despite the fact of getting it at the end of the day, we ended up getting kicked out of the showroom, and we had a week left of all of our programming. So she gave us the weekend, about 12 hours actually, to get out of the showroom. And as you saw before, it was very much customized. So basically the next 12 hours was kind of a shit show. So luckily for me, I'm supported by some amazing friends that are actually here tonight who really helped me during the shit show fiasco. So we had 12 hours to actually turn over the showroom space, basically back to normal, and also problem solve all the problems that basically domino effect because of my fuck up of not getting insurance on top of everything. So as you can tell, I had friends scraping off the plant wall on the left, helping plaster the walls again, because I've only plastered walls like once in my life and I didn't know how, and my dad was there, so it didn't really count. Also as well, the middle one is actually one of my favorites. So one of my good friends, Allie, she offered, I asked her, I kind of just did it. She is hosting our plant wall currently. So to fit into her, I think about 500 square foot apartment just at Bloor and Yonge. So if you ever want to come see a plant wall, I'm actually living there right now. So if anyone wants to come see, it's still there. As you can tell, complete shit show. And I actually remember one of these moments. It was like 5 in the morning as I'm like getting ready to turn over the keys. I had a window decal that was on the window of our showroom, and I was scraping it off with a credit card at 5 in the morning. And you know that like thought process you kind of go through? You're like, what decisions did I make to get exactly where I am, like right now? And that was definitely the thought process the entire time. And although we came up with solutions and, we ended up renting an Airbnb for the week and taking our clients there and finding new venues for the community events that we were running in our space, I feel like from that fuck up, I even had a bigger fuck up, like post-showroom. And this is kind of where the lesson of my experience is. So don't let the fuck-ups overshadow the wins. So basically, after I fucked up hard and got kicked out and problem solved, and the showroom experience was over a week later, I was really hard on myself, as in, I took this failure and this fuck-up personally. Like, I don't know about you guys, when you're building and when you're an entrepreneur, you're putting your blood, sweat, and tears into it. And so when something bad happens, you're like, oh, fuck, I'm a fuck-up. When in reality, it's really I just fucked up, like the decision making. It wasn't me as a person that was. So I definitely dealt with a lot of that post-showroom blues, I guess you can say it. And I didn't even celebrate all the milestones that we had with our actual showroom. Like, it was stunning and it was beautiful, and a team of like 3 people did this. You know what I mean? And also as well, we hosted over 10 community events in the space itself. But yet again, after that fuck up, I just thought, oh, it's over. Okay, nothing matters. I fucked up so hard. The whole experience is over. When in reality, we actually ran into some of our clients actually like 2 weeks ago, and I was telling them I was doing this event, and I was saying, oh yeah, I'm sharing my fuck up about how we got kicked out of the showroom. They're like, what? They didn't even know. So the clients that came to the Airbnb to have their session, they thought that was the showroom. So great, so I guess we did our job. But I guess just to summarize in terms of my story, and this is my, I guess, latest and biggest fuck up to date in my short 22 years of life, is don't let the fuck-ups overshadow the wins. Really take time to celebrate it, because I think the wins in entrepreneurship don't happen often enough, or they're not celebrated enough. So definitely take the time, and if you fuck it up, it'll inevitably happen, and that just doesn't mean you're a fuck-up. So, yeah.
Wow. Well, Kim, that's really fucked up, man. Can you imagine setting up your business and thinking everything's going great, and then random notes show up on your door and it's totally will fuck up your whole week. That's really fucked up, Kim. For 22, that's really fucked up. So does anyone have any questions for Kim? Any questions? Because I'm sure some of you want to know exactly how she fucked up or how she puts her fist in her mouth.
Not doing that. I did eat today.
You put it
so-
on, it's on paper, so no. Any questions? Yes.
So, with the legal issue, did you find that there were any other legal issues with short-term rentals with Airbnb for photo shoots and things like that? Or was it just the rental insurance that caught you?
Yeah, it was actually like, so I definitely fucked up. Like, I'll take accountability for that, for not, it's kind of like the saying goes, like, there's a bunch of fires in a startup and you're like putting them out. And like, honestly, I just forgot. And so, yeah, it was a fuck up. In terms of the legal issues, like, I think there was a bigger issue because, like, obviously the landlord didn't know I was there at all. But I can't speak on that fuck up because that one wasn't mine. So, yeah. But yeah, luckily one of my advisors, she had access to a lawyer, which we actually went out for drinks for like a few months ago. And he's like, if you ever need a lawyer in Toronto, here you go. And I threw it out, dumb as that is. And so I reached back out and he helped us. So
Thank you.
yeah.
Wow, that's great. Anyone else? Anyone else want to question her fuck ups? Anyone? Okay, well, that's good. That's great. Okay, thank you so much, Kim.